Hey, it's Lucas, and today is the 18th of January 2024. So excuse all this, but I literally just got in from the gym. Well, I mean, technically, I got in from the gym, put my bag down, and then immediately took my dog for a walk. So I just got in from taking my dog for a walk, but you know, same thing. I look like shit, but yeah, I feel like making this video, so I'm gonna do it. There is just shy of 2 weeks left of dry January, 13 full days, and the past 3 to 4 days have been kind of hard for me. I'm not gonna lie. Like the first 3 or 4 days was super easy, and then from then it's been a little bit more difficult. But the past 3 or 4 days, like, bro, I just really want a beer, bro. Like, nothing's quite touching it, and I don't know why that is. Saturday or Sunday, I can't remember which day it was, I smoked a bowl about 30 minutes before I set off for work, and usually when I smoke, I'm not really that arsed about drinking, but for some reason, I don't know what it was. When I smoked that Saturday or Sunday morning, I genuinely can't remember what day it was. I think it was a Saturday, but it could have been a Sunday. It doesn't really matter what day it was, it's not important, but I smoked a bowl, quite a big bowl, not like massive, but bigger than I would usually smoke before I go to work, because I've got some banana mac in at the minute, and it's not, I don't know if it's not strong or whether it just works a certain way for me where I can smoke it and feel focused and good and happy and not anxious, but I don't really feel high when I smoke it. Like I've smoked it quite a bit. I got a half ounce of it, and I just put it in a blunt. I've put it in a backwood, and I know that obviously smoking a blunt or a backwood is going to make me really fucking high, but smoking on the banana mac doesn't make me feel super high. Like I feel a little bit of something, but not really like out of it the way that I like to feel when I'm like stoned. So I think that this is a good medicinal daytime strain, but that's not what I'm talking about. I smoked it, and literally as soon as the smoke had left my lungs and I was feeling that little bit high, my brain went, I really, really, really fucking want a beer. And I haven't had a craving that bad since I started doing the entire dry January thing. Like, it's not been super terrible, but that morning after I smoked that, I was just like, fuck, really want a beer, and I'm literally on my way to work now. I could have one. I could. I didn't. I haven't had a beer. I still haven't had a beer. I'm not going to, but like, bro, the craving was so intense and so unexpected. Like, it's always there, but that was just on a different level. And yesterday was quite bad. Like, not in general, the day was fine. I, got up, went to the gym, did some stuff that needed doing, but the entire time throughout that day, I really wanted a beer, and it was making me quite mardy. Like, I knew that I was being short with people. I knew that I was being quite snappy, but I didn't care. I wasn't trying to be a dick, but I was just being a dick because I was craving a beer so badly that I didn't cave, but I went and bought some Guinness Zeros, because that's what I've been drinking whilst I'm at work, and that seems to do the job. I also got some Lucky Saint alcohol-free lagers because they're quite decent if I fancied a lager. At work, when I've been having the cravings for a pint, I don't drink Guinness when I'm at work usually, like, because we've got, I don't know, this is probably going to confuse a lot of people, but there's this thing called a surger plate, which basically, cans of Guinness that are made for a surger plate, you pour them out, and they pour out absolutely dead flat, no head, and then you stick them on the surger plate, you press the button, and it puts the fizz in the Guinness. That's basically what we have. But because I was never a Guinness drinker before that, people say that the surger Guinness is not very good, hence why I've never had a pint of Guinness at my workplace. It's just, I never really ordered Guinness when I'm out either. It's only recently in the past year that I've decided that I actually like stouts, so I don't usually drink Guinness at work on a normal day. But the Guinness Zeros are the closest thing to actual real alcohol flavour that I can get in my pub. We've got Heineken Zeros, and we've got Kopparberg Zeros and Erdinger alcohol free. but it doesn't really hit the spot. The Copperbergs are pretty good, but they I'm not a big cider drinker anyway. Like, I have one, maybe two on a nice hot day, but I'm not really a cider guy, so that doesn't really bother me too much. When I can't remember what I was talking about specifically, but when I get a really, really bad craving at work where I think, holy fucking shit, I'm gonna pour a pint for myself right now, I will get 2 bottles of Heineken Zero and I'll pour them into a pint Heineken glass, because even to me, even though I know that I've just poured these 2 zero alcohols into a pint glass, to my eyes, to my naked eyes, it just looks like a pint of Heineken. So that is the best thing that I found, even better than the Guinness, because like I said, I wasn't a Guinness drinker before, so it doesn't really hit me the same way that it would as lager would. So putting the 2 Heinekens in a glass and making it look and feel like a pint of lager is the only thing that's sort of been working for me. I tried that last night. I wasn't at work last night, but like I said, I got some Lucky Saints. I tried that last night, put 2 of them in a pint glass. It just didn't hit. I don't know why. Like, I had the Guinness Zeros as well last night, and they weren't really hitting either. I don't know what it is or why it is, but things just on the solutions, or whatever you want to call them, the alcohol free, just on, it's something and it's quelling it a little bit, but just recently it's not doing it. And I don't know, obviously we all know, my dog's having a drink, I don't know if you can hear that. Obviously everybody feels cravings, but I don't know what your cravings feel like to you. I only know what my cravings feel like to me. I'm going to do my best to try and describe what it feels like. It's going to sound weird and it's going to sound really fucking dramatic when it's really not that deep, but I'm just going to try. Basically, it just feels like it's always there in the back of my mind. It's this little nagging thing that's going, just have a beer. Just have a beer, why not? It's not going to hurt you. Just have one. Just have 1 to 2. Have a beer. It's fine. As soon as you have a beer, this little niggling, nagging feeling in the back of my head is going to go away, but it's going to be replaced by an even bigger, soul-crushing fucking disappointment, which I'm not going to give into. But for me, when I get a craving, I can kind of ignore it for the most part. It's like, yeah, I want a beer, but I'm not going to have a beer, it's whatever. For the past couple days, it's been really intense, and it feels like, and it's going to sound really dramatic, but it feels like a stabbing, sharp, intense, just like here in like the center, I don't know, like this is the top of my chest, these are my collarbones, and then there's like the middle of my chest on my sternum here, and then like the middle of my ribs is like right here, so like ribs, and then the bottom of my ribs is down here. It's like here, it's like this intense sort of like, not really a throb and it's not really a stab, it's kind of like a combination of the two that's like beer now, beer sort of thing. I know that probably sounds and looks so ridiculous, but that's what it feels like, and it's hard to ignore in a way. Like, I'm trying to ignore it, but it's just there, and it's like, and also that sort of feeling paired with the, again, don't know how to describe this, but it feels like my brain is pressing up against the sides of my skulls. My eyes feel like pressure, and it feels like my head's gonna pop. And this all sounds very sort of dramatic, but it comes in varying intensities. Like, if something bad was to happen to me, say, I don't know, I got fired, for example. I'm not going to get fired. I'm nowhere close to getting fired. But say I went into work on Saturday and my boss was like, look, you're not doing your job, you're fucking up and you shit, you're fired. That sort of negative bad news gives the really intense sort of, almost like exploding sort of, I don't even know how to describe it, intense, stabby. It's not really pain. It's just like pressure, and it's there, and you'd think, oh fuck, I want a beer. And then I would go and have a beer, and it would like take away the intensity, but I would end up feeling even shitter. Whereas in the background now, and over the past couple days, it's not been obviously that intense at all. Nothing bad's happened to me, but it keeps building up, and every so often I get an intense one that's like, drink now, and I'm not going to, and it makes me snappy and like antsy, and I can't really sit still, and I can't really think through it, and it's just kind of shitty. And I made it sound really, really dramatic, but all of this is going on inside whilst my face is just completely stoic, and I'm just like, this is fine. Whilst inside I'm being like, oh, I want a fucking beer, I'm gonna punch somebody. But you know, I don't understand why it's become this intense over the past 3 to 4 days, because I mean, surely by now we're 18 days in, the bulk of the craving should be leaving. Most people, I've got this sober app, and they've got like stories and stuff on there from people that people can type in and write stuff every day. Most people by now are being like, I feel really fucking good, everything's going great, you know, lost all this weight, super active, no more cravings. Whereas for me, my cravings just seem to be getting more and more intense. I don't know whether it's because I'm getting towards the end of it, and I can see and, you know, feel the beer in front of me, but I don't know, it's just been kind of shitty and kind of hard these past few days, and I don't understand. I'm not gonna give up. I also feel, I went back and I said in the last video and the one before that, I'm pretty sure I said that I made it to 2 weeks last time. That was before the surgery, and I was looking back between the 26th of December and the 21st of January. I'm pretty sure those were the 2 days. I might be 1 or 2 days off from the 21st of January, but definitely from the 26th until at least the 21st, I didn't drink at all. So over 3 weeks I did, but that was mainly because, you know, I'd just been sliced open and I had tubes hanging out of me, so I didn't want to drink anyway. It's a different situation, but because I'm nearing the 3 week mark, and that's when I think I made it to 22 or 23 days, and then I was like, fuck this, and I drank. And according to my Sober Tracker app, I didn't feel good after it, which, you know, I probably won't feel good anyway, but yeah, it was a weird one looking back. So maybe it's because I know that I'm getting closer to the end and I'm getting closer to being able to have a beer, or maybe it's just the way an addiction works. Again, don't know if I'm addicted to alcohol or whether I'm just addicted to beer. I guess it'd take a psychologist to work that out, but it's kind of it, really. I don't know why I rambled on like this. I just felt like I needed to say something. I was gonna make this video last night, but I just didn't want to, didn't feel like it. I was in a bad mood because I wanted a beer, and I set everything up and I set the camera up, and I was just like, you know what, fuck this, I'm not doing it. So yeah, I guess I'm putting this in here just because I can. I feel like I've been pretty positive so far. I know I've only made 2 videos on it, but I've been like, yeah, fuck yeah, we're doing this, blah, blah, blah. Right now, I am doing this. I'm not gonna, you know, just fuck it off, because that would feel even worse than these cravings do right now, but I just wish that they'd go away. I haven't It's currently about 11:30 in the morning. Like I said, I got up about 6:30. The dog's having another drink. Got up about 6:30. Went to the gym about 8:30. Came home, took my dog for a walk. Now I'm gonna have some dinner, and then I'm gonna smoke. But, you know, it could be as soon as I smoke that it'll all just take those cravings away. And I'm fully aware that smoking is now my new coping mechanism from drinking. I've been smoking a lot more than I did before. But, you know, I always said I preferred smoking more than drinking anyway. I drink because it's there and because I crave it, not because I actually enjoy it. Whereas when I smoke, I don't crave smoking. I mean, I guess I do in a way, but not like in the same way. I like smoking, I enjoy smoking, and it makes me feel good in a medicinal way. Whereas with drinking, sometimes I can enjoy 1 to 2, 3, maybe even 4 beers, but once you get past 3 or 4, it's not enjoyable and I don't like it. But by that point I can't stop myself, so if it means I gotta smoke a little bit more weed to get myself over the beer cravings, then so be it. It's just how it is. Probably not healthy, but fuck it. So I'm gonna end this here because my stomach is actually rumbling. Again, I don't really know what the point of this was. I guess I just needed to get some feelings out, actually speak my mind and let myself know how I'm feeling, because I don't know if anybody else does this, but I try and sort through things in my mind, but when everything is inside my brain, it's all jumbled up and it's hard to sort through. So when I do this sort of thing where I stand up and I say everything out loud, my brain feels a little bit lighter. So I guess that's what this is. I don't know about the whole like, comment, subscribe thing for this video. This has just been kind of a ramble, but I guess if you like it. If you're doing dry January or just trying to cut down or quit alcohol in general, leave me a comment telling me how it's going for you on day number 18. Because for me, it's just getting harder. And I don't understand why it's getting harder and it's not getting easy. Like, surely it should be getting easier by now, but it's just fucking not. So, I'm gonna go eat my dinner. I'm gonna smoke a blunt. And that's it, I guess. Yeah. Peace.